we are not locking in. We are not locking in. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year. If you are new here, I am Paquita, and this is my little space on Al Gore's internet. It's been a couple of weeks since we had a sit-down conversation, so I wanted to pop in today and do a wellness check. Is everybody okay? Are we all okay? 2026 has already popped in just with the complete and utter foolishness. So I know that it is just probably feeling somewhat chaotic. If you're paying attention to anything in the news or on social media, so I'm sending you hugs. I'm sending you e-hugs, wherever you are, whatever you're feeling, right? So it is Q1. It is the middle of January, and the 2026 market calendars are opening. Some of them opened a little bit early last year. A lot of the bigger markets, I would imagine, depending on where you are, a lot of the larger markets have already started sending out applications or started unlocking their applications for the year. And then a lot of your mid-sized, smaller markets, their applications, I have been seeing have started to open within the last week or so, but certainly this month. So January is a great time to start figuring out, if you want to participate in markets this year, or if you're prepared. I feel like that is really the intention behind my pop-in today to talk to y'all. It's really because I know just from the comments and some of our, chats and impromptu virtual meets last year that there are so many of you that either started down the pop-up market path, you are some kind of handcrafted maker, you have a product, you have an idea, you have a vision, and you really want to put it out in the market. But for whatever reason, you are playing yourself short. So I want this to be your sign to stop saying, oh, I wish, oh, I hope, oh, I can't wait until I'm able to do X, Y, Z. Let's let this be the year that you try to do whatever it is that you've been hoping that you were able to do last year. Let this year be the year that if you want to take your products to the market, you want to take your products to a farmer's market, a craft, a pop-up market, even if you want to host your own little pop-up in your home or something, the sky is the limit. There is so much space for creativity. I definitely don't want you to sell yourself short. So this year, I really want you to just lean into the idea and the possibility of you actually being successful, launching your brand, launching your ideas into the market, and people grabbing onto that and really loving what it is that you create. I don't believe that God gives us creative gifts to hoard them. They're to be shared, either to be shared as a gift or to be shared as a career, as a business, to start a brand or a company, to sell them at cost, whatever it is. They are meant to be created in your hand, and then they're supposed to leave so they could be planted somewhere else. So I really want y'all to stop selling yourself short. This year, go ahead and test your idea and your creativity at a market. This year, I really want to talk about a lot of ways that you can introduce your product without having such a huge overhead. I did it last year. I really kind of, and some people try to fight me in the comments, like, you need to have a website. You need to do that. You really don't. You really don't. There are so many vendors that we vend with throughout the year that I love their products, but I can't get them unless they're at a market. And because they don't use social media, they're so grassroots. They're so grassroots that you just have to know, word of mouth, what market they're going to be in. I have relationships with some of the hosts who put on events. And so I'll ask, like, hey, is the hot cocoa lady going to be there? And they'll let me know if that person has, signed up for a market. Not everyone has an online presence. Not everyone has sticks and bricks. Some people, and you hear this kind of like in the food truck scene, some food trucks, you just got to know where they've been. So maybe you can catch them, at one of those locations at some point. But they don't really talk about, it is really word of mouth. They don't talk about, their things online. They don't put a lot of money in advertisement. It's the product. The product draws people in. So they have perfected their craft so much so that people are looking for them, and they're not telling you where they at. And it's working. It's really working. This year, I don't want you to be so focused and hung up on the overhead. Also, I feel like a lot of you guys have YouTube pages, but you have no content, and it is what it is. But, if you're wanting to, jump into the fun on YouTube and start sharing your own content, I think you should do that too. It does not take a lot to get started on YouTube. When I first started, and I've been on YouTube for a long time, and it took me a while to even figure out like what I wanted to do. Like even now, yes, I love talking about vendor content, but I'm also exploring other things that I like to do and share and talk about. And so you see kind of that content popping up on my page, and some people like it, some people don't. But I really think that if you're interested in starting YouTube, don't get caught up in the scariness of the algorithm and all of those things. Create something. Do something that just will bring you joy. And I guarantee joy finds other people. Joy will reach out. Joy goes across the aisle. It will resonate with someone. So let this be kind of your sign that this is the year I'm going to pursue some of those kind of personal goals, right? Again, it's Q1. Market calendars are starting to open. Some of the larger markets, specifically here in the Carolinas, North and South, I know some of the larger markets, they open January. Some of those are lotteries. So if you're thinking about applying in that space, the window could be closed or closing. However, the more local in-town markets, those you will see kind of those calendars opened or opening, and those applications are already available. One of my videos that I am working on is just sharing kind of with you guys where to find markets, places outside of like Facebook and Instagram. Although Facebook and Instagram are really great places to find your markets, but there are some other places that you can use to find upcoming markets, events and things like that. So I'm trying to put some things together. I've just been on a slow fizzle this month. The other thing that I wanted to share from a social media perspective, everybody is harping on like, let's lock in. It's, Q1, let's lock in first quarter. And I get it. Locking in implies, commitment, consistency, all of those things that are kind of trendy buzzwords, right? We come up with a new way every year to talk about setting goals. Locking in is like our newest, the new flavor of the month. I'm choosing not to lock in. I feel like there is so much pressure to, I call it toxic productivity. It's so cringe. And I feel like it started like right after the COVID wave, which, everybody wanted to force you to do something. You got to be productive. You got to optimize all of your time. You have to, and listen, I am a Scrum Master and an Agile enthusiast, and I'm a planner. I'm an organizational coach, credentialed, I believe in all of those things. I definitely believe that to make the most out of something, you need to optimize it to make sure that it is functioning at its highest and best capacity. And if that is your time, how you spend your day, your ability to get work done, do it. But at some point, just kind of reattaching a new label to a thing, sometimes I feel it is burdensome and it is overwhelming, and it is it's unsustainable. So I have chosen to be anti-lock-in. I'm rebelling. And instead of feeling like I have to lock in, I was in my morning prayer, and it just really came to me, just, instead of being locked in, be anchored. Here's the difference. Locking in relies totally on me and my ability and my willingness to do a thing or to not do a thing. Anchored implies that there is something bigger and stronger than me holding me, not holding me accountable, but keeping me from slipping away, from doing too much, from not doing the right things to make sure that I move forward. So I am choosing to get anchored this year. And so I want to share that if there is a scripture that you have, if there is a song that you have, a passage in a book or a person's life or something that you can anchor yourself to that is bigger than you, that is bigger than what you're trying to accomplish, do that. Because when locking in fails and you realize that 4, 5, 6, 7, a week has gone by and you haven't done any of those productivity things that you said that you were going to do, you didn't get to any of those resolution things that you said that you were going to do, that stuff is going to start to beat you up, and you're going to find that another year has gone by and you haven't signed up for a market. You haven't posted on your YouTube. You haven't started the business. You haven't, called that person back who wants to do a collab. You haven't done whatever it is that you said you were planning to do. When locking in fails and that stuff, you're not able to accomplish it. If you're anchored to something, it'll always bring you back to why. It'll always remind you of your purpose. It'll always tell you to give yourself some grace. It'll always position you in a place of growth and opportunity versus racing against somebody else's progress. Like that, we don't want to do that anymore. I feel like we never really wanted to do that, but in this very shareable culture and climate that we live in, seeing what other people are doing makes us feel like we're either not doing enough, we need to be doing more, or what we're doing is not as good as what somebody else is doing. Gentle reminder, you only see what people share, right? That's good and bad, because you believe that the part of the frame that you're able to see is perfect, but child, on the other side of the camera is bombs ablazing. Have you ever seen like those pictures where if you look at it at first glance, it's something else, and then maybe there is a description about the photo that you're looking at, and then you look again and you're like, oh, I thought I saw this, but this is actually what it is. That is really how most things are, unfortunately, right? Don't believe everything that you see. I believe information is just that. It's information. It is a tool. It's a resource for you to grow. Even the stuff that I share, it is not, it's from my lens, from my perspective, my experiences. And yes, my intent is to be able to help you, maybe inspire you or motivate you, especially if you're, older, if you're, 40 plus in your 50s like I am, and you want to do something new. Listen, I'm just going to tell you the highs and lows. It's not always fun. I will say that it's not always fun, but it's certainly rewarding. Not everybody wants to tell you about that part of the journey. The part that's like, this is ghetto. I don't want to. No, thank you. No, not everyone wants to share that is a real part of life, but life is very cyclical. It's very seasonal. There are ups and there are downs. There are ebbs and flows. There, all of the things. So locking in it doesn't work for me. I feel like there is too much pressure to be performative when you are kind of ascribing to that kind of culture, that lock-in culture, where we all got to do and go, 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 go. And there's no rest for the weary. Says who, child? Says who? If I'm tired, I'm tired. And I'm taking a nap because I am very much like an infant who requires a nap or a snack. period. So let this be your sign. This is the year that you try. And if it is related to creating your products and taking them to vendor markets and testing your luck there, consider this space a space that is here for you to kind of hold your hand through it, to support you through it, and just to make sure that you get it done. But we are not locking in. We are not locking in. We are going to be anchored to something that is greater than us. If that is your faith, if it's anchoring yourself in the Lord, if it is anchoring yourself in a scripture, in, like I said, a book, a song, whatever, we're going to hold on to something else that reminds us when all these other things start going crazy, we have a safe place to come back to. Okay? Well, I think that is it for today's quick pop-in chit chat. Again, Happy New Year. I really hope that you are hopeful and you are energized and you are looking forward to a great year. I know I am, even though, you know, some days I'm not. We are not locked in. We are getting anchored. We are moving forward in comfort. We are giving ourselves grace, and we are going to have a good time. Okay? All right. So that's it, y'all. If you watched the video all the way to the end, shout out to you. Drop me a comment, like the video for sure, but drop me a comment and let me know that you were here and tell me what it is that you are planning on working on this year that you have been saying that you were going to work on for the longest time. This is the year that you're probably going to get started. I know you're going to get started. I'm going to support you. I'm cheering you on. I'm cheering you on. Can't you hear it? Go, go, go. I'm cheering you on. So we're going to get it done this year, and we're going to get it done in our own time, but we're going to definitely try. We're going to try. So leave me a comment. Let me know that you were here. Like the video. Share it with somebody else that you think should be here with us. Let's engage in the comments. And if you're still here and you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because that means that you like me and we should be friends. And until next time, I will talk to y'all later. Bye. More than good, kinda great, even on a bad day.